In this video, we're going to review how to create 2D features manually and automatically to be used for creating 2D CAM operations for drilling, pocketing, profiling, and face milling. We will start with projected area. Projected area will create a profile over any through holes based on the feature. The boundary can be selected by choosing the tool bodies or faces of the tool bodies. Observe the profile is created on the work plane. These settings can be changed in the projected profile settings. As you can see, I can select on current work plane, max Z of the solid, and min Z of the solid. Regardless of the setting, the profile remains projected, making it possible to create 2D features from them. If I choose, I can select skip inner loops. This will only create the profile on the outside boundary. The boundary can be used for face milling on the top of the feature, or by referencing profiles for cutting the sides. Now we will go into the Model Manager within CAM Navigator. Within Manual Feature, you can choose whether you're going to create a whole feature, standard feature, or any other features for CAM and wire. Before we create these features, I want to establish a CAM setup. The CAM setup allows me to set up a manual direction for my machine, preventing other setups from being created by accident. As you can see, I'm setting up my CAM setup direction to the positive Z, which means the cutter is going to come down in that direction, allowing me to cut all the features on the top. Next, we're going to create 2D hole features. We will begin by selecting the profile we created with the projected area, but we can also pick the faces and points as well. Within the feature creation properties, it automatically populates the diameter, and then I can choose what type of hole feature I'm going to select, such as a blind, a through, or a conic-based hole. In this case, I'm going to choose a through hole, and you can see when I drag the arrow down, snapping it to the bottom of the feature, it will get the defining height. This process can be repeated by picking more than one profile at the same time. In this case, I will select these two profiles. You'll see the same properties as before. In this case, I'm going to select through again, and then I'm going to take the arrow and drag it down to the snapping point. So as you can see, when I select that, it's going to give it the defining height. When I hit OK, it's going to apply that property to both of those profiles I selected. As you can see, they are thrown into a group within the Model Manager. Now we'll go to the outside profile. We're going to create a standard feature. So now I'm going to choose my profile. And once I choose my profile, I'm then going to go ahead and choose the directions I want to do it. You can see how you can drag the arrow just like you would with the whole feature and snap it to the bottom. Within the feature attributes, I could choose a boss or a face as well. So you can see how this is for cutting the outside of the pocket on the side walls. And the face would be for cutting down using a face mill operation. In addition to manual features, I can use automatic recognition, which has the system scan features. In the dialog, it will have options for hole features, pockets, and I will enable the boss by silhouette feature as well. This will allow me to create the outside boss for the profiling for the sides, as well as the face milling for the top. Notice we're using the same setup we created before. The reason for this is so that it only scans the process direction we want, and it prevents it from scanning unneeded setups. This will save time during the recognition. When creating features from automatic recognition, the feature will go to the entire height of the feature rather than the top of the part. This can be corrected easily by going to Features Top. So when I select the feature I want, I just simply pick the application point I want the feature top to be at. So if I go to Edit Feature Top, pick this application point, it raises that up. After creating the features, the next step is to add an operation. I will show the available operations you can add based off the features that are selected. As you can see here are all of our drilling operations. And then we have our drill cycles. These are a combination of different drilling operations into one cycle. And we also have our 2-axis milling operations. Observe the lock icon next to some of them, as those are available but not available specifically with this feature. Now selecting the boss, you can see the profiling and the face milling operations are enabled as well. As you can see in VISI, 2-axis features and operations have been made really easy to make.